Hello, everybody. We just got done with practice here, so I'm going to turn it over to Coach to review Sunday night, and then we'll get right into Northwestern.
Obviously, I thought, and I've said this, I thought we had a good week last week in terms of moving our team forward and progressing. I thought that defensively we were as good as we've been all year, consistently in both games. Thought that was good. I thought that we played as hard as we've played all year at that end of the floor. I thought we defensive rebounded the ball really well in both games and lead the league right now in defensive rebounding percentage. I think we're learning how to play harder and smarter on that end. So I thought that was a step certainly in the right direction. Offensively, obviously, we made more shots in the Maryland game. I did think our execution was similar in both games. We just didn't make quite as many shots, but give Nebraska credit. Their defense is top 25 in the country for a reason, and I thought they defended us really well. And we didn't make some shots on top of that, so that led to our inability to score enough points to give yourself a chance to win. But I thought our defense and our rebounding certainly gave us a chance in both games and was a big reason why we split last week. So, our thing right now is to continue to bring that type of effort on that end of the floor. We know if we defend and rebound and we take care of the ball, we'll have a chance. And in the meantime, we've got to execute details with a little bit more precision on the offensive end. And we got to get adjusted to some lineups that we're playing right now and some different things we're trying to do offensively to adjust, based on our current roster. So I think that'll come with time, but we certainly would like to have that precision and execution get better sooner than later. And, we worked at it yesterday more mentally than anything else. We worked at it again today, both physically and mentally. And, we're just trying to get better every day and see if we can shore up some things on that end of the floor. Questions?
John, it's Mark. Other than just making shots, what's missing offensively as you analyze that?
That's primarily it. But then I also think the different lineups we've used for the first time in the last week, obviously there takes a little bit of time there to adjust and adapt to that. We played a little bit more big ball for the first time. We played Starks and Tate together for the first time, period. And so there's a little bit of an adjustment there with some things we're running offensively where maybe some things that were designed with a different roster in mind, we're now having to alter or adjust. And so that may be part of it. And then there's just some things, I think, thirdly, Mark, that we've got to be a little bit more precise on, and those are the things that we can control. Those are the things that we'll focus on. In the meantime, our lineups that we're playing right now are going to grow and get better just by practicing and playing together. Those different lineups have been together for about a week. And, the good news is we did take care of the ball last week in both games, even with those adjusted lineups. So that always gives you a chance. But I think it's really kind of a combination of all three of those things.
John, this is Shannon. What's your impressions of Northwestern, and did that overtime loss to Michigan State show you something even more about them, what they're capable of?
Well, I think certainly it gets your attention. We know how hard a place that is to play and, how good Michigan State is. So I watched the film, and Northwestern played really, really well. I like their young guys. But you look at their statistics, Shannon, and, I would say probably in 3/4 of their statistics, they're better than last year. And so I watch them, and I think their offensive execution is, as good as any team we played to this point. It concerns me. I think they screen well. I think they run good offense. I think they execute with precision well. I like their guard play. Both McIntosh and Demps give them playmakers. Ola has continued to improve, and this year has been a higher percentage three-point shooter, which, anytime you can stretch with a 5, that gives you a little bit more punch on the offensive end. And I think their young guys are really coming along. And then, obviously defensively, I thought they were really sound last year, similar to Nebraska. And I think they're just as sound this year. So, I do think that, and statistics show that, just in my opinion, they're even better than they were last year.
John, it's Jeremy. You talked about getting your defense right, and it certainly seems like that the last two games. I know you're mixing it up, man-to-man and zone, but it seems like they're locked in on both ends. What's changed over the last couple of games, you think?
Well, I think just their commitment to that end of the floor, valuing smaller things, the little things that really make a difference, executing things better, playing harder, more consistently with more energy. I think all those things, Jeremy. I think that playing, whatever it is now, we're 17 games in. I think certainly, the previous 15 had helped us leading into last week. But I just think it was more of a mindset, more of a commitment. I've told them I can't play for you. I can coach you, but I can't play for you. You have to make a decision in your mind and in your heart who you're going to be, how you're going to guard, and your willingness to do the tough things well. And I thought last week we did the tough things very well.
John, any update on Ray, how he's getting along? Has he been back to the doctor or anything like that?
Yeah, I went back to the doctor, and the doctor was really encouraged. I mean, I would say that, the surgery went as good as we could have expected, and at this juncture, post-surgery, he had the surgery on the 7th, so we're just shy of a week. He went back and looks good, and now it's just a matter, and I think he's going to be cleared here to do some, lower body lifting and, maybe being able to move around a little bit, do a little bit more cardio. So, I think everything's very positive considering the circumstance and situation. So, in terms of how long, what that means in terms of length of time, we still don't know that.
John, you said you've had to adjust to things personnel-wise. It seems like without Ray, getting the ball to Nan in the post has been a priority. Just what have you seen out of him being able to do that? It seems like you've been able to get some things through that.
Yeah, especially in the two first halves, Jeremy. I thought we did a good job of that. I'd like to, get it to him a little bit more consistently throughout the 40 minutes. But I think he's done some good things with it. We played a little bit more inside out. And we've got it, regardless of who you are offensively and what you run offensively, everyone's trying to attack the paint, whether that's via the pass or the dribble. And obviously having a chance to throw it in to him and it being productive here the last couple of games, I think it's certainly helped us.
Anything else here for Coach? Okay, thank you, guys.
Safe travels, guys.
Thanks, John.
Thanks.